I didn't think it was going to be Max Pacioretty, but one of the main teams you had heard, Erik Karlsson, maybe to the Vegas Golden Knights. I figured, hey, maybe that would happen. Instead, no, Max Pacioretty, now a member of the Vegas Golden Knights. And that has led to the question of what the hell am I going to do about it for this series? Am I going to restart? Am I going to try like hell to trade for Pacioretty no matter what? No, and maybe. We're going to continue on from where we are. If the opportunity arises for us to trade for Max Pacioretty in the future, it is something that I will consider, but I'm not going to break the bank to do so. If they're not interested in trading him, I really have no reason to go all out and try to make that happen. It would just be overspending for the sake of making it happen. And of course, as it is, offline, I wouldn't be able to factor in the second round pick anyway. So we're just going to let that go. It's funny, if anything. I mean, I have a Vegas series. My buddy Bojo has a Montreal series. We're both screwed for that reason. Funny how it happens, I guess. Kind of annoying, really. But regardless, we're back. Welcome to another episode of my Vegas Golden Knights franchise mode series right here on NHL 18. And today we take on the San Jose Sharks in the first round without Max Pacioretty. So I just wanted to address that in a way, just to be like, hey, we're not really going to do anything about it. It is what it is. It kind of sucks that that deal went down as we're, 4 or 5 episodes into this series, but that's typically how it happens. And that was the risk, of course, with the Pacioretty rumors and pretty much everyone knowing he was going to be traded at some point. Regardless, we shift our focus from Pacioretty to the Sharks. This is their lineup. It's basically exactly what you would expect, aside from the addition of Matt Calvert. Defensively, Vlasic, Burns, Dylan, Braun, Spiza, and DeMello. Former Golden Knight there, Luka Spiza. The goaltender, Martin Jones. No surprise. Heed, Sorensen, and Ryan as the healthy scratches. Again, this is basically the Sharks team that you would expect to see at this point. As far as our squad goes, we are 100% healthy. Thomas Tatar back in the lineup on the third line with Lindbergh and Justin Williams. So I still like that addition of Justin Williams at the deadline. It would have been interesting, of course, had Pacioretty been on Montreal's trade block, and maybe that just happened coincidentally. Obviously not the case. Regardless, there's really nothing else to address aside from the fact that it's time to get this series underway. We let home ice slip away from us. We are in San Jose for Game 1. Let's see how this goes down, shall we? First period of Game 1 in San Jose, and the Sharks get the opening goal. Timo Meier, 13 shots to 7 in our favor, yet we are trailing 1-0. Second period is not ideal. Now 23 shots to 15 in our favor. Still down 1-0 on the board. If we don't get an early goal, we're going to be in trouble, and now we really need it because the Sharks score on the power play. Chris Tierney makes it 2-0. And I'm not exactly liking our chances to turn this around. We're halfway through the period. We need a goal here quickly. 5:05 to go, and the San Jose Sharks will walk away with the victory in Game 1. 2-0 finally. 31 save shutout for Martin Jones. That is not how I wanted to start things off. Meier and Tierney also up there as the second and third star. I think we really all knew that going up against Martin Jones was going to be kind of a tall task. Hoping we would have at least been able to find the back of the net with some of the offensive firepower that we have. Maybe we can do so in this second game. If we lose here, we'll certainly look to make lineup changes heading back home for games 3 and 4. At the very least, though, our chance is still alive. Not to win both games on the road, but at least take one. Win one game on the road to get things underway. Take away that home ice advantage for them. First period of Game 2. Can we do that? Yes, we can. There we go. The offense shows up. 40 seconds in, Jonathan Marchess-NOOOOOO with the goal, and Riley Smith follows that up just shy of 7 minutes into the first period. So the top line delivers. 11 shots to 7, 2-0. On the board. In the second period, can we maintain the lead? Yes, we can. being outshot 20-14, but it's 2-0 on the board as we begin this third period. 5 minutes down, and Riley Smith, the top line, delivers again. That is the type of performance that we needed to bounce back. Barring an historic collapse, Matt Calvert, Joe Pavelski, no. Do not. No. Thank God. Whoo, boy, I should not open my mouth because I am great at potentially jinxing things. Barring a historic collapse, we are tying this series up at 1 game apiece, and thankfully we did. Despite being outshot 31-23, we win it 3-2. Calvert and Pavelski with the 2 late goals, but it was too little, too late. And this series is tied at 1 win apiece. Riley Smith with a 3-point night. Fleury was solid up until about the final 6 minutes. Marchess-NOOOOOO had himself a game as well. So the top line, Smith, Marchess-NOOOOOO, and Karlsson deliver. I mean, Karlsson was a little bit quiet, but the other 2 at least delivered. I imagine Karlsson would have gotten something point-wise. They deliver, and we head back home. It's game 3. As far as the Chicago Wolves are concerned, by the way, for some reason, that's not updating. Cool. All right, well, we won't pay attention to the Chicago Wolves. We'll go ahead and jump into this third game. I'm a little bit concerned over what might happen here. Maybe we'll make lineup changes if this goes poorly. Fingers crossed, though, that that's not the case. Can we turn this around? Can we get the lead in the series for the first time? First period of game 3 here on home ice, and that is not great. Kevin Labanc, the opening goal. 14 shots to 10 in their favor. Second period, that's a tiny bit better. Vlasic makes it 2. Tatar gets the goal back from center ice, no less, which happens way too much. But we're down by a goal heading into the third period. 27 shots to 19 in their favor. Can we get the offense going? Early power play chance goes to waste, and then Matt Calvert makes us pay for it. 3-1. Another wasted power play opportunity there, and we're probably done for. Power play, please. Wow. And then Thomas Hertl. All right, so 2 power plays out of, 4 that they immediately scored on once they killed it off. 4-1 San Jose. Malcolm Subban is in, by the way. We will see if there is an injury to Marc-Andre Fleury. We will more than likely make lineup changes, and we will definitely make power play changes. Martin Jones with a 32-save effort there, and the Sharks regain the series lead. Again, whether or not Fleury is hurt, we'll find out here shortly. I'm starting to think he's not, though. We would have had a prompt about that. So maybe he was just pulled. Maybe he had the 1-game injury. That kind of happens all the time. Who's to say? As the Chicago Wolves are going to the playoffs, so that's good. Let's take a look at what we can do here, shall we? That second line's been completely ineffective. Third line's been okay. Fourth line has also been completely ineffective. So again, second line, I mean, they haven't done much. We're going to change up everything here. Just to try and spark something. Lindbergh, you've been solid, but I'm still going to swap you around for Eakin. That's going to be our fourth line change. And then the third line, we are going to see Tatar and Williams with Stastny, Sahala, Eakin, Tuck. Defensively, McNabb's a -2. All right, so that second pairing and that top pairing, not exactly getting it done. So let's go Schmidt and Miller as the top pairing, and then flip Merrill and McNabb. As far as the power play is concerned, I mean, I do like the setup, but nothing's really happened thus far. So let's go ahead and swap. Let's put Theodore down, Miller up. Swap Haula and Tatar. And we'll try that. So Tatar, Stastny, Tuck, Theodore, Williams. Haula and Miller on defense with the top line. Hopefully that can spark something. And I'm looking at the goaltending here. Fleury's been good. He hasn't been great. And in a first-round playoff matchup, you often need great goaltending to get the job done. This is a huge game for us. Game 4 on home ice. Either we have a tied series on our hands by the end of this, or we are facing elimination back in San Jose for Game 5. This needs to be a win. Can we get the job done, though, is the question. If not, then hey, we can look forward to the Chicago Wolves having made the playoffs. Let's see what we can do. First period of Game 4, and that's not great, but not terrible. Justin Williams gets the opening goal. Joe Thornton, though, with 32 seconds to go, is able to tie it. 10 shots apiece, 1-1 on the scoreboard. Second period. Okay. Right, this has been unpredictable. Joe Pavelski makes it 2-1. Erik Haula ties it just over a minute later. And then Ryan Reeves, the difference maker, 3-2, 21 shots to 15. But we have that 3-2 lead thanks to Ryan Reeves. He was clutch in the postseason last year for Vegas. And that is a big-time goal for us now. We are 20 minutes away either from tying the series up, facing elimination in Game 5, or potentially going to overtime. The Sharks weren't able to score on that power play. We have one of our own that we cannot capitalize on. Sharks with another one, and that was the chance they needed. Barclay Goodrow on the power play. We are tied at 3. This next goal is going to be so important. With 5 minutes to go in regulation, are we destined for overtime? Yes, we are. Thankfully, we're not facing elimination, and that's typically when I'd jump into this, unless it was a Stanley Cup final. Let's move on. Overtime, and it ends nearly instantly. 11 seconds in, no chance to hype it up, no chance to reiterate the stakes. Tomas Hertl, 11 seconds in, wins it for San Jose, and we are facing a 3-1 deficit. Ouch. To have the 3-2 lead heading into the final period of regulation, and to walk away with an L in that situation is brutal. I will take a look here at who the Chicago Wolves are playing. It's going to be the San Antonio Rampage. They're going to have a very bad time, but at least they made the postseason. Speaking of a bad time, we have to win 3 straight games. It's a 3-1 lead for the Sharks here before Game 5. And needless to say, I'm not exactly liking our chances. That second line, Williams and Tatar, they need to be split up. Wow, and Oscar Lindberg's been brutal. All right, Lindberg, you're coming out for Belmar. Sucks to see Lindberg turn back into a pumpkin after a decent season. And we're going to flip. We're going to flip Marchess-NOOOOOO and Williams just to get different looks there, because that third line's been okay. But that is what we're going to roll with heading into this next game, what could be our final game of the season. And unfortunately, we need to again look to change things up. So we kept Schmidt and Miller the same. Merrill and Theodore has been kind of meh. So initially, these were the line combos. So let's go with Schmidt and Engeland, Miller and McNabb. And we'll actually go McNabb and Miller as the top. Theodore, Merrill, Schmidt, Engeland. Just to try something different, man. Just to see if somehow, some way, we can spark anything with this team, because it has not been ideal. We've had players who were performing at a very high level throughout the season completely shut down. Lindberg is perhaps the best example. And it comes down to this. We are facing elimination just like that. This could be it for Season 1. Let's see, though, if we can keep this season alive. 1 game at a time, back on the road, Game 5 in San Jose. Can we get off to a good start? First period, yes, we can. Erik Haula, the opening goal. 8 shots to 7 in their favor. 1-0 on the board, though. Second period, they were able to tie it. Donskoy William Karlsson, though, welcome to the playoffs. Wild Bill gets the goal 2-1, 18 shots to 14, and we're in the same situation that we were in the last game. A 1-goal lead heading into the third period. Can we change the result this time? Can we actually hold on? Timo Meier scores. Not only that, it was on the power, or not on the power play, but it was against Malcolm Subban as we trade power play chances. 7.5 to go. The next goal is oh so important. Are we destined for overtime? 21 seconds to go. We have a power play, but it doesn't happen. And this is it. This is it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Our season is on the line here. Can we get victory? Can we keep things going? Or will this series end in just 5 games? Again, it would be extremely disappointing. I'm intrigued to see whether or not Fleury's back in the net, why Subban was in the first place yet again. Regardless, here we go. Still on the power play. Can we get that early goal? We have 51 seconds to work with. Riley Smith over the blue line gets bumped by Spiza. Brent Burns to Logan Couture. He'll carry out. Over the blue line, quick pass for Tierney. Back again. Couture, quick shot. Save. There we go. We do get the cover. Fleury is back in. So why we have seen Malcolm Subban, I don't quite know. And I'm not exactly happy about it, but good save there from Marc-Andre Fleury. Looked like he was going to have a little bit of trouble with the rebound. He was able to cover it, though, before Tierney could get a piece of it. Smith, Karlsson, and Marchess-NOOOOOO are still out now against Evander Kane and Tierney wins the draw. Over for Evander Kane. Quick set of passes there. He's not able to get the shot. He heals it. Breakout here for the Knights. Karlsson on the sideboards, looking for space. Bumped off by Brendan Dillon. He recovers. Smith, now Holla. Back again. Looking for space. Riley Smith. Look at the movements. Karlsson. Over. Marchess-NOOOOOO. Slap shot deflection. And there it is. Just like that. That was impossible to keep up with. The ridiculously fast movements. And our season is not over. We do get the goal on the power play. The top unit delivers. Again, just that ridiculously quick movement. The slap shot from Marchess-NOOOOOO. The deflection from Riley Smith. And that is that. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. And we are going back to Vegas, not just in general, not to pack up and call it a season. We are going back to Vegas for a 6th game. And you know what? If we lose from this point on, I'm okay with it. I think 5 games would have been a very, very big disappointment. At the very least, we're making this a series. Even if we lose from here, and yeah, that would mean that we underperformed, at least we've put up a fight. Right? That's all I want. At least we can put up a fight. San Jose, it's a strong team, obviously. You look at what they were able to do. As Justin Williams is having a terrible postseason. Not great. All right, Williams and Tatar, you are not performing. You're getting dropped. You're going to be with Belmar on that 4th line. Holla, 3 points, 1 point for Eakin, 1 point for Tuck. 1 point for Nosek. See again, Eakin and Tuck the 1 point. So Stastny will stay on the 2nd line. Ryan Reeves has 4 points. 4 points for Marchess-NOOOOOO, the 3 points for Holla. We're going to reunite the top line after that goal. It is going to be Smith, Karlsson, Marchess-NOOOOOO, 2nd line, Holla, Stastny, and Ryan Reeves. Because we are going to reward somebody. I mean, he has the 1 goal, actually. It glitched out. Okay, it did glitch out. So 3 points there. Why not? It's either he or Tuck that gets bumped up there. Why not? Why not? I mean, Williams has 3 points, but defensively, it's just not there. Same for Tatar. It's just not happening. Let's go ahead and go with a little bit of grit. Stastny, Holla, and a little bit of grit. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? And defensively, it's still not great, but we're going to leave it as is. As it may be a bit too much line jumbling, perhaps. But it worked to help us get a win in Game 5. Will it work to help us get a win here in Game 6? Let's find out. First period on home ice. Can we get the early lead? No, we cannot. It's scoreless, though. That's a rarity. 10 shots to 8 in their favor. Second period, also scoreless. Now 23 shots to 15 in their favor. We're still scoreless. We have a chance. It's not scoreless. It's 0-0. That's a score. Yeah, whatever. Third period, early power play opportunity, and Alex Tuch gets that goal. That could be enough. Or not, because Joe Thornton scores. Thomas Tatar scores, though. And Donskoy, I'm not even going to try to keep up with this. Sure, yeah, let's keep it going. Let's go. Am I good, EA? Can I say something now? Holy hell. I'm afraid to say anything. Let's just see what the hell happens. Because this is ridiculous. 3 minutes to go. Is that it? Okay, then. We'll see you for Game 7. What the hell just happened? Alex Tuch scores. I'm pretty sure it was on the power play. I mean, again, scoreless, and then oh my god. So Alex Tuch scores a minute and 21 in, I'm pretty sure on the power play. Thornton scores just over 2 minutes later. 59 seconds later, Thomas Tatar scores. Less than a minute later, Jonas Donskoy scores. 7 seconds later, William Karlsson scores to return the lead, and then Alex Tuch gets the insurance. He begins the period scoring. He ends the period scoring. And my God, 4-2. We're going to Game 7. What an absolutely ridiculous third period that was. Alex Tuch with a 3-point game. Strong effort from Fleury. A 3-assist night for Williams. Must have been a good night for the power play, perhaps. I don't even know how to react to that third period. Williams is now leading our team in points, and I put him on the fourth line. But it worked. It did. And now we have the option of what the hell do we do next? As we look here in the West, Edmonton over LA in 7, so LA was upset. Winnipeg beat Calgary in 5. We're going to 7, as are Nashville and Chicago. In the East, you had 2 sweeps, Tampa over Philly, Washington over Columbus. Pittsburgh beat Carolina in 7. Toronto and Montreal will play their Game 7. We have battled back from 3-1 down to get to this point. And I suppose the question is, how could I possibly leave a 6-point performer in Williams on that line? I'm thinking Nosek and Eakin might be the ones to get dropped. Reeves, no points out of all of that. So let's go ahead and drop Nosek and Eakin. And let's see, 4 points, 6 points, 4 points, 2 points for Stastny, 3 points for Haula, 4 points, 4 points. So again, 3 points for Haula. It's not going to be enough, so we're going to have Reeves on the third line with Haula and Stastny. Can anybody play center here? We might have to bump one of them up. Indeed, we do. So 4 points, 6 points, 4 points. Tatar, you are going to you're going to be dropped. So we're going to go Tatar, Haula, Reeves. And let's go with Williams, Stastny, and Tuch. I am okay with this. I'm all right with that. And then defensively, -4, -3, -1, -1. All right, so we're going to go with a... Let's see, you know what? Schmidt and Merrill have been our best defensemen so far. Let's put them up on a pairing. Let's see, -1, no points. -2. Let's go with Miller and Theodore. Engelland and McNabb. I think that's how it's going to be. I mean, because defensively, if we take a look here, McNabb has been pretty poor. Don't know if we want to scratch him for this so important game. Nick Holden's just kind of sitting there waiting for an opportunity. We're going to keep Braden McNabb in. But if we lose this, he's certainly someone we can look at as having a very disappointing series, and partially one of the reasons why we would have lost. Fleury, we need you to show up. We need the Marc-Andre Fleury from the real world 2018 playoffs, at least prior to the Stanley Cup. Let's make this happen. This is it. Out of nowhere, Game 7 here in the first round against the San Jose Sharks. This got real quickly. I was like, okay, you know what, maybe we're out of it. No, we're here. Game 7, potentially 60 minutes away from moving on to the next round, where we would be playing Edmonton, I'm quite sure. Let's see how this goes. First period. Donskoy and Vlasic. 2 goals on 13 shots. We're in trouble. Second period. We're in a lot of trouble. 27 shots to 12 through 2 periods of play. 2-0 on the board. It's going to take a Herculean effort to pull this off. Third period. Can we get an early goal? Power play for the Sharks. A 5-on-3 even. We're able to kill that off. We need a goal here before the 10-minute mark. Can we get it? I think we're done here. We're going to begin. Oh, Riley Smith. Okay, we're going to end the series as we began it in disappointing fashion. 2:45. Can we get the late goal? Thomas Tatar! 37 seconds left. I was just thinking to myself, like, man, you should have jumped in. It would have at least been more dramatic. What's more dramatic than that? Thomas Tatar, 37 seconds left. 35 shots to 20. It doesn't matter. We are going to overtime here in Game 7. Can you imagine if Thomas Tatar turns out to be the hero after all of this? We began this episode talking about the trade, talking about the Pacioretty deal. Can you imagine if Tatar is the hero? Absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to put the camera on True Broadcast here. Why not? You know, I don't know if it's going to save like that. Hopefully it doesn't. This is unreal. It's unreal. Actually, audio and visual. Let's just drop the old commentary volume as well. We'll bump up the game audio because I want to hear the deafening silence from when we win this game. From when we win this game. Unbelievable. Will it all be for naught, though? That's the thing. The heroics of Thomas Tatar to get us to this point. Can we make the most of it? That is the question. Let's do this. Game 7. Overtime. The winner moves on. San Jose wins the opening draw. Logan Couture over the blue line. Brings it down low, has trouble. It's Marchess-NOOOOOO. Throws it in front of Vander Kane. And the San Jose Sharks. Jonathan Marchess-NOOOOOO, what are you doing? Oh my God, what did Marchess-NOOOOOO just do? I can't believe what just happened. I cannot believe what just happened, and just like that, that's it. This series is over. Evander Kane gets the winning goal moments into overtime as he gets the puck, like I guess an attempted pass from Marchess-NOOOOOO to John Merrill in front. I don't understand. So right here, it's Schmidt and Marchess-NOOOOOO. Marchess-NOOOOOO ends up kicking it over. And then right here, I mean, he didn't have anybody up the board. So was it deflected? Like, I don't think it might have been deflected. No, I think it was just a saucer pass. He tried to go cross ice. I think. Either he tried to hit the center and it deflected, or he tried to pass to John Merrill. And I'm looking at the way John Merrill was moving. I'm thinking that pass was meant for the center and that it deflected, because he handed it right to Evander Kane. Friggin' Shark. Friggin' Shark. Look at you. Look at you. Nobody likes you. Damn it. As it turns out, Thomas Tatar's heroics were for naught. What an absolutely heartbreaking way to end this episode. I have to be honest. On top of this depression, I am a tad bit worried. We got a hell of a storm going on outside. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call it an episode for now, so I can make sure that this file saves. In the next episode, we'll go through the rest of the playoffs. We'll take a look at the awards and everything else, player stats, player progression on the year, and we'll start the off season. We'll be going through the draft. But for now, I just want to make sure that I don't somehow lose this episode. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep. And whether or not we trade for Max Pacioretty in the next episode, time will tell.